Hey, I'm Deanna. Welcome to my studio. I've got this raw pine dresser that I'm going to be creatively painting today using water, fusion mineral paint, and 99% alcohol. These techniques that I'm demonstrating look amazing on furniture, but can also be done on canvas to create gorgeous custom art pieces. So let's get started. This is part one of a two-part series. In this video, you'll learn tips for painting raw wood and how to apply primer to a furniture piece. I'll leave a link in the description below to part two. That's the video where I'll teach you a creative paint technique. Anytime you're painting raw wood, there's a potential for bleed through, meaning the tannins in the wood can seep through your paint finish, causing an orange or a brownish spot. Like on this pine dresser here, wherever we're seeing these dark knots, potentially that could seep through our paint. To help prevent bleed through, you can start by coating your piece with a shellac-based primer. Traditional shellac is a clear amber color, which is great if you want the natural wood color to show through. In my case, I wanted a white base to start with for the techniques I'm doing today. So I went here with the Zinsser Bullseye 123, which is a white color, and I'm going to apply a couple of coats of that first before I get started with my paint technique. I'm ready to start applying the primer, and I'll leave links in the description down below with all of the products I'm using in this video, so you can easily find them if you'd like to recreate this project. Now, if you've never rolled primer on a furniture piece before, here's a couple of tips to help you get started. I poured the primer into a paint tray, and I'm using a velour roller. This is a soft, short-haired roller. Load some paint onto your roller, and use the bumps in the tray to work it evenly across. Apply it in a back and forth motion with the wood grain, so the direction that your wood grain goes. Nice long linear strokes. And continue to work into the wet edge until the entire surface is coated. Continue to load your roller as you go when you need more paint. And remember to paint the edges of the drawers too, because you will see that when they're back in place. A common mistake people make when rolling is pushing really hard on the roller, and what that does is it creates a hard line or ridge that you will see through your paint finish. Instead, use less pressure and allow the roller to do the work. You're more than likely going to see some of your wood showing through after the first coat. Don't worry, that's totally normal. It's better to do a couple of thin layers than one thick layer. If you put the paint on too thick, it adds a lot of texture, but also you run the risk of drips or heavy patches that take a really long time to dry. You can use a small brush to cut into any areas where your roller can't quite reach. I like to roll into my cut lines while they're still wet to help blend between the roller and the brush marks. I took the wooden knobs off this furniture piece to make it easier to roll on the flat surface, but I'm likely going to use these and incorporate them into my final finish, so I'm going to go ahead and put some primer on these as well. Here's a tip for painting knobs. Take the lid from a cardboard box and the screw from your knob, Poke the screw through the cardboard. Screw the nut back into the hardware. And now you've got a hands-free way to paint the knob and a place for it to sit and dry. The first coat of primer is now completely dry. It's been sitting for about an hour. It's not quite as solid white as I want it to be for the look that I'm going for, so I'm going to go ahead and apply a second coat, exact same process as the first. I'm going to leave my second coat of primer to completely dry before moving on to the next step. So if you have any questions about the tips and information shared in this video, feel free to leave that in the comments below. If you're interested in learning a fun new paint technique, remember to watch part 2, and I'll leave that link in the description for you to easily find. If you enjoyed this video, remember to give it a thumbs up, and for more great DIY tutorials like this, remember to subscribe and click the notification bell so you're alerted every time I upload a new video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you back here next time.